Okay, you have, hopefully in your hands right this second, a teen craft kit. If you don't, they're at the library while supplies last. So pick up a free kit and you will get goodies inside to help you make this craft. The first thing you'll get is a page like this. These are book covers. You're going to cut each of these out in a strip. So don't cut along the lines there. Just cut it out of the white. I'll show you in a minute. That's one thing. Another thing is glue in a little cup, a paintbrush, and several sheets of pages like this. You're going to be tempted to cut these out in squares. Don't do it. This is getting done in a strip too. And if you're thinking, Laura, what on earth are you talking about? You also have an instruction sheet like this. It's going to show you how to do it. So, one thing she does have that I did not include is a glue stick. If you have a glue stick, get a glue stick. Bring it over. Use the glue stick. Also, scissors. Didn't include those. You probably have them at your house. Grab a pair of scissors. So I'm going to cut out a strip for pages. Just like this. What you want is to get as much of the white off as possible along the edges as you cut your strip. That way, your page hides properly inside the cover of your book. And these are cut out in long strips. So as you cut them out, make sure you're getting the correct page. Cut on that line that you can see between them. Do not cut into the page below as you cut the page you need. So I just went ahead, I'm going to clean this up a little bit because I veered off course on the top and we've got some white hanging out we don't want on here from the regular page. We want to pretend that it's old-fashioned, and old-fashioned pages weren't pure white like our copy paper is today. So here is a sheet. Now you're going to accordion fold this. How do you accordion fold? Fold a page down like this. And this is going to be a thing that you have to like look at as you do, because there is a very, very fine color change between some of these that you're not going to easily see. So what you'll do is you'll put a little glue like that, and that makes the front and back of a page. But before we can do that, we have to fold them all. So let's fold them. Try to do this as neatly as you can. If you're a crappy folder like I am, ask your mom to help you. Ask your dad to help you. Ask another friend or family member to help you. Ask a sibling that is good at crafts. Basically, just call in reinforcements if you need them for folding. If you're me. The hardest ones for me are when you fold to sandwich them. So, I mean, if this is a little funky, you can trim it. It's going to be okay. Trimming is a thing that you can do. And since this is an old-timey looking book, it's okay if the edges of the pages aren't perfectly even here, because what that makes is it makes it look funky and old. So look, you've got page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in an accordion fold. So it will look like that. Ta-da! Okay, I jumped essentially to step 5 to do this because I wanted to show you this. We're gonna do little drops of glue now. So I gave you a paintbrush. The reason I gave you a paintbrush is because glue is wet and water makes paper wrinkle. So you do not want a ton of glue on your page. Just a little bit, just enough to get it to stick. So then, once that's done, you can weight this, like get something heavy and stick it on top, and it will reduce the likelihood that it will wrinkle. That being said, not that big of a deal. You don't have to worry about that if you don't want to. Because, and I can say this having seen a lot of really old books in my life, most of them are wrinkly because they've been used a lot, they've been read a lot. So if you go to an old library or a book archive somewhere where they keep manuscripts that are ages old, the pages will be browned and yellowed. The pages will look really like they've been through a war because some of them have. So don't worry too much about how perfect this is because it's not that big of a deal. Okay, we've got that last page glued now. So I'm going to squish it, try and even out the glue inside there. I used very little. So you now have a book with essentially 3 pages, like this. If you want, you can just make one book and like shove some more pages in there. It's up to you. We're just gonna do this today because I don't really mind. This back section, you kind of want to be a little even. So that is not the side that has folds, the side that has the cut edges. So I'm just going to trim this, like I said, so that it is as even as it can be. That's so that we can get glue along the spine because that will be the spine of your page. So again, like the folded edges are the folded edges of your pages. The cut edge will line up in the back here, and that you're going to glue down. So you want to make sure that part, the 2 cut pieces and 2 fold pieces, are smooth. So try that. Again, this is all in her instructions because, yeah, I didn't write this. I found a tutorial online I thought was really fun, and I thought, what if we all just go crazy and make a ton of mini books? You can actually hook these up to a necklace and wear a necklace that's books. You can make little book earrings. I mean, you can make all kinds of stuff with this and give them to your younger siblings as toys. They can put them on their dolls' hands, or I don't know, just I liked mini things when I was a kid just in general, so I didn't care what it was for. I just really like mini stuff. Look up 1990s Polly Pocket, and that's the kind of tiny. 1990s Littlest Pet Shop, I was down for those things. Of course, didn't have them. I had some Littlest Pet Shop, but didn't have a lot of weird little toys. I just wanted what other kids had. I was all about my American Girl though. Shout out American Girl, not Spawn, but if you want to, hit me up. I can't take sponsorships. We're a library, but they could donate to the library. I would be down for that. Now you have cover options. You can choose a cover. I'm kind of obsessed with this one, so I'm going to cut that one out and use that. Again, as you cut this, you want to get rid of the white around the edges of this as much as possible without cutting deeply into the cover design because you want it to look old-timey. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Maybe not. There we go. We're doing better. Doing better. Whoosh. Cut out. You might notice a tiny bit of white there. If you really are freaked out, because that's the white that's from there, you can run a little black Sharpie along the top. Shh. Secrets. Trade secrets. Okay, this guy gets folded. So you're going to fold the edge of the outside cover down, fold it down, and you're going to do the same thing over here. And it looks like she's giving you some bonus space in the spine. So she is kind of intending you to fill this. I say she. It's a designer that is a she. I know. I checked. Okay. Clearly I did not fold that perfectly, although it looks like I did. Because it's not ideal there. So we're gonna glue it front and back in a sandwich. And there is a little hangover. We will trim the hangover later because apparently Laura can't fold either. So again, very little tiny dabby babies of glue that you brush on very fine and thin. And I'm just doing this along the edges because you don't really need it everywhere. And I'm trying to do it as fine as possible. Got a vocal fry situation today, and I apologize for that. I'm trying not to be a person that vocal fries every day, all day, but I have allergies. Also, I'm a soprano, so I talk really high normally, and your phone doesn't respond to you, your car doesn't understand you, you just start dropping your voice. So sopranos, be aware. Alright, so I have glued this sucker together. You're going to want to let it kind of dry a little bit. And while it's drying in my hands, and I'm pretending that it's drying faster than it is, I'm going to trim up that little overhang at the very edge so that it is smooth and beautiful. Okay, essentially now, your next step is to attach them together. Ta-da! But it has kind of a spine situation, so maybe you want to squish in more pages. Make a real block like that. So I'm going to take a minute and do that so that he's thick, because he's skinny now. I'll be right back. So it turns out, and I know this is insane, but you actually learn a lot if you bother to read the instructions. Turns out you're actually supposed to have 3 sets of pages, not 1 like I thought. I was wondering why it's so thin. So I have 3. You're going to want to arrange them in the way that you would like them to be arranged. So like I want it to start here. And then you find the foldy edges, not the cut spine edges, and you take a paper clip, not a paper clip, it's a clothespin, Laura. Take a clothespin, even out your pages the way you want them to be, clothespin them. Then you need glue. And did you forget you had a cover? You need a cover. I kind of folded mine a little, but not intensely. And I did it like that, just kind of to give it a flat back-ish. But that being said, that can go out the window. So, take some glue. This is a little bit thicker than what you would previously have had. And paint down the edge of the spine of your book. This is what bookbinders do. Not by hand anymore, but they used to do it by hand. The glue is made of gross stuff too. Okay, this glue is tacky glue. It's not made of gross stuff. There is your glued spine. Put him inside. Squish him back so he is making contact with the back of your book. You may want to arrange it a little bit if your cover looks uneven. Make sure your cover looks good on the outside, because wherever those pages are making contact is where it's going to stick. So don't do what I did and flatten your spine, because you don't want that. You kind of want it like that. Unless you want to fit a whole lot more pages in, and you could trace those page strips and go to town and make as many pages as you want. I'm not doing that, so I'm flattening it in a fold like this. It's kind of sticking already, which is good. So they have you stick this here. That's doing you no good there. You want your spine to make contact and glue really well, stick it there. Stick it on your spine. Or, better yet, say goodbye to it. Get the biggest, heaviest books in your house. Stick it on top of this. And just leave it there. Having trouble getting it to stick, that's what a hot glue gun is for. Hot glue gun along the inside spine, or along, like we did where the glue was, shove it in here, fold it. You don't have to use the glue I give you just because I give it to you. So I'm just gonna glue this here. You glue it wherever you want. And now you have one book, but you can make more. So you've got stuff to make more books. Make yourself a mini library. And if you wonder what a mini library should look like, Kaylee Middlecoop, Wabash's own amazing, amazing Kaylee Middlecoop, who I am obsessed with and I fangirl. And every time she talks to me in person or on Instagram, I'm always just a little bit like, why is she talking to me? Because she's so cool. Her Instagram, she has a little mini bookshelf with a bunch of these little books. Not these exact ones, but mini books like this. All on a mini bookshelf. And I think she's got a little chipmunk in there hanging out. I'll link the picture below so you guys can go look and show her some love because she's amazing. And you can go to Bella Zoe. She's got stuff at Bella Zoe. All her art is on her website and on Bella Zoe. So go look at how cool she is and aspire to be that kind of artist because I do. And in the meantime, happy crafting. Enjoy your mini books. We have full-sized ones at the library that you can check out whenever you want one. And I'll see you next time.